Here we go!
Can I persuade you to join us for a drink? It's a tradition.
Here, here.
Jar Jar, homie, my main man, quickly. Before the Separatists attack, get into the escape pod.
Hey! This is escape, then we're the pod.
Welcome back to Star Wars Escape Pod and another after show for Maul Shadow Lord. We have some interesting Star Wars news to start off with as well, just some little chit-chat and banter, and we'll introduce everybody on the crew tonight joining in just a moment. But in the meantime, if this is your first time listening to Star Wars Escape Pod, then welcome to one of the greatest Star Wars podcasts in the galaxy. And you can find us on any platform, any podcast app of your choice, and on YouTube using the handle in the search bar at SW Escape Podcast. You know the logo to look for, so definitely check us out on there as well and subscribe. That really helps us out. And any 5-star reviews always go a long way. So we'll see you in the app of your choice. So let's get into it.
Another happy landing.
All right, welcome back. And hello there, Blake.
Hello there. Another week. We certainly we didn't push this episode, so it's on schedule.
Yeah just a couple.
Exactly 1 week since I talked to you last.
Yeah, I mean, those listening at home, they're not going to notice a difference. You know, we're still getting it in on time.
Away. Don't let them figure it out.
Yeah. All right, and welcome back to our other co-host, Bryce. Hello there, sir. It's been a while since you've been on.
Hello. Yeah, 1 week. Yeah, since I've been on too. No, good to see you.
It felt like 1 week because you were in cryo freeze.
Yeah. They just every time when the
good episodes,
when the analytics are falling, they just unfreeze me for
right.
Get out of the freezer. Yeah.
Oh man.
Maybe a little ratings boost.
Yeah, good to see you guys.
Good to have you back. And last but not least, we've got our podcast crew. Dan, welcome back, sir.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming back. And
yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, we do have possibly one or two more joining us a little late tonight, but in the meantime, we can get started. Yeah, I mean, like, this is, we'll get to Maul in just a moment here, but we have an opportunity to talk a little bit about some interesting Star Wars news, and I don't know if too many people listening this week also listened last week, but we read off a lot of details about Star Wars Celebration, which was probably quite helpful.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
well, it's helpful to me.
Yeah.
I don't keep up with the news as much as I should.
Yeah, me too.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, so anyone interested, I mean, go to the website, or you can go to starwars.com/star-wars-celebration. There's lots of details on the website there. It's happening in Los Angeles next year, 2027. And, they've released the official poster. This is the golden anniversary of Star Wars. So it's the 50th, and it's only happening once. And the group of us here, minus Dan, although Dan, you were present in our lives when we did go. And, I'm sure we sent you lots of pictures.
You were there in spirit.
Yeah, you were there with us in spirit.
Force Ghost.
Yeah.
Force Ghost.
Exactly.
And that was, if you can believe it or not, that was 10 years ago. Like,
I know.
Oh, God.
Time goes so
I
fast.
know, dude. It's weird to think about because it feels so recent still.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Like, I mean, I couldn't believe it when I saw, like, Google Photos pops up with a little notification, like, like 8 years ago, 9 years ago,
Yeah.
this and that happened on this
man.
date. And
We were just younglings.
yeah,
Yes,
like,
right.
I opened up photos. And I was
Padawans.
like, man, like we
Yeah.
all look so much younger, like 10 years ago. Like,
Yeah. Blake's
We're
not
also they're also haggard now.
oh man. Well, as usual, Star Wars Celebration typically happens around April. And next year it happens April 1st to 4th at the Los Angeles Convention Center. And no doubt they will be, probably putting on some events at the Disney parks as well. So, people should be probably mentally prepared to maybe go there for a night or two. But tickets are going on sale for Star Wars Celebration May 6th, 2026. That's only 2 days after we all celebrate Star Wars Day. And that's coming up pretty fast. So, I think it's about time that everyone kind of decide if you're going or not, and kind of be ready, because these tickets are going to go quick. The VIP tickets are going to go so fast as they
Oh, you
always
think
do.
so?
And
Bryce, did we want to get in on that? I think the tickets are only around like $1,500 USD.
Okay. What do we get? Like a plastic little
Badge?
lightsaber or something?
Yeah.
A little badge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go to the Star Wars shop before everyone else. You don't have to wait in line.
yeah.
And
And-
a complimentary cup of Jawa juice.
Man, it's
That's
so
true, yeah.
It's so
I mean,
Warwick
that's-
Davis.
I mean,
Warwick
yeah, I'm
Davis
good.
slams the door when you walk out.
it's so
Gives
loaded.
you a little kiss on the cheek from Warwick Davis.
It's so low. You get the lanyard, you get an enamel pin, you get the hologram
Okay.
badge. You
Okay.
get
That's
so
a
much stuff.
$1,500 value right there.
You even get a car magnet so that people on the road know that you're a VIP. Like,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So this could have an effect on my social life, like
Whoa,
after
yeah.
celebration.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Unquestionably.
that's where. Yeah.
you get access to the VIP lounge, complimentary coat check, charging stations, designated lineups. I mean, like, we're talking,
Access to the public water fountain.
yeah. $1,200. So if it's worth it to you, I think honestly, like,
Well, there's one major perk, and that's that you get access to all of the panels.
every single one.
That's like
Yeah.
the
Oh,
selling
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the major perk. That's the reason you
get-
would buy this pass.
And you get like confirmed spots.
Yes.
You don't have to wait in like
Yeah.
line.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to
Yeah,
show
exactly.
up. You have to show up within 30 minutes early before the panel to get seated. Otherwise, they forfeit it to regular
Okay.
goers. But otherwise, the regular goers, it's kind of it's a lottery system now. Unlike when we were there 10 years ago, where it
Oh,
was
man,
like
it was a nightmare.
camping overnight in like the lobby of.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. So we just we were just like, okay, screw it, like we'll just wing it. And then we showed up, and we got kind of like the C and B panels. But if you want access to all
Bryce, I think we just every day we went like a bit earlier, and then the last day you and Ben had given up.
Yeah,
And
that's
Bryce
right.
and I went, and we left at like, was it 4 a.m. or was it earlier than that?
It was like, yeah, it was definitely 4 a.m. Yeah.
And it wasn't that far away. And that's that day we finally got panels.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and this is a 4-day event, Thursday through Sunday. And people can buy like day passes too, if they're only in town for a day or two. But I mean, we would probably aim for like the 4-day pass, arguably probably the best value. But I think what you get with that is just the same lottery system that everyone else gets, which is you don't know which panels you're going to be going to.
Yeah.
And that's the advantage with the VIP pass. So, anyways.
And wait, does 1,500, is that the whole weekend?
1210.
Like all 4 days?
It's $1,200 or 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I got it wrong.
It's $1,211 USD, so that would translate to about 1,500 Canadian, I would
There you
imagine.
go.
And
Yeah.
or whatever currency that
Our
you're.
Monopoly money, yeah.
Yeah,
And that's all 4 days?
Or like,
That's actually not
20
crazy.
20,
like
20 British
No,
pounds.
if you think about it, that's what Dan was saying too. If you break it down, it's like pretty decent value.
yeah, and the
them.
fact that you would actually get to go and like not wait in lines and see every like I
All
know
the- all the good stuff.
$1,500 is still ridiculous amount of money to pay to like go to do something like this, but it's not like it actually makes a little bit of sense if you want to see the panels.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Dan,
Anyways.
Dan was saying
So
last time.
we're gonna open a GoFundMe for Star Wars
Yeah.
Escape Pod Celebration 2026.
Do you want us there?
Yeah,
We will
yeah.
report live.
We need about $4,000 for the
We
VIP
probably should have started a little
experience.
earlier.
I know we're asking a lot of our audience,
Yeah.
but
And
I
then we'll
feel like
have to
we've earned
start-
it.
We'll have to start having perks for people, to almost like a Patreon, right? Like,
Oh yeah, signed photo
exactly.
stand of us from Celebration
yeah, like the person who donates the most gets to come with us.
on their own dime.
Yeah, they have to pay, of course. Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
You just
What
get
a
to follow
deal.
you around.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Hang
Part
out.
of the crew.
Oh man. Well, one thing I didn't bring up last time, which people might have questions about, is like where they're going to stay when they're down there. And Celebration has partnered with Connections Housing to bring you special discounted rates, which you can lock into your room before they all vanish. And Celebration ticket holders can lock in your stay a bit early. Which, I guess they've sort of blacklisted certain rooms for those dates for people buying through their website or, whatever, like stuff like that. So you can book your room, I guess, which the details to book your room can be in the ticket confirmation once you complete at the checkout. So on May 6th, you'll have the opportunity to also potentially book a room in a hotel that's nearby. And additional rooms will be made available to the general public on May 7th, the day after the tickets go on sale at 9 a.m. So that's very useful to know. If you're going to this event, you don't need to prematurely jump the gun and buy, rent a hotel room right now for a year in advance like that. I don't even know if they book rooms a year in advance, but yeah, like those,
Probably
certain
know they're already
hotels.
sold out.
Well, that's what I mean. Like certain hotels would have blacklisted their rooms up until
because
this.
they knew about it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So the partnered hotels will have probably a wide variety of rooms to stay at. I don't think they'd be anything crazy or anything special, but like, it'll be a very, decent, probably close to the convention hall hotel room and, probably a very good option. And,
Will there be a markup price on these rooms?
who knows? I mean, you can, I guess at the checkout, once you secure a ticket and you can choose your room, I guess, it's worth maybe having a tab open on Expedia just to kind of see and compare. But yeah, I mean, it's worth noting that
you can buy your
sometimes-
ticket. You can look at the price of the hotel for that exact window of time, and
This deal is getting worse all the time.
they're upselling you $100.
per day.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, something to look out for. But yeah, that's what I'll say about Star Wars Celebration, and we're kind of aiming to be there, so that'd be cool.
Nice.
Yeah. I want to start doing this, which maybe we can be a little bit more prepared going forward. But like a big part of being a Star Wars fan is like the merchandise. You know what I mean? Like I feel like
Merchandising!
there it is.
Where the real money from the movie is made.
That's right.
We must be about to talk about May 4th.
Yeah, which on May 4th, we got our annual like infomercial that we always do, and I feel like we'll have like a
Unsponsored, but
we'll
it should be sponsored.
yeah, we'll have a whole like blocked
Amount of
out
legwork
time.
we do.
But what I want to do like going forward is like every week, maybe one of us can just kind of pick and choose like
A deal?
a product, like some sort of thing, like a toy, collectible, whatever, something that interests you. Maybe it's new, maybe it's like 20 years old, and just kind
Is
of
this a
like
special?
just like 30 seconds, just kind of like a share and tell.
30 seconds?
Yeah, I don't know, just share and tell, right? So like
a long time.
so the one I chose for this week is a brand new thing coming out at
Hold on, let me start the timer.
okay, sure. Start the timer. All right, so
Be a salesman.
hold on a second. Let me just like there we go. Okay, so this product is from the Galactic Archive series at Disney Parks, which they're kind of rivals with the Black Series Hasbro helmets, and they are making an official Bosch Bounty Hunter helmet to add to people's collections because the Hasbro Black Series hasn't made one yet. So this is a 1-to-1 wearable replica. So anyone trying to make a really good Bosch costume, definitely something to look into. It's got some electronic effects, voice changer, all that stuff, and looks pretty neat. So it launches at 8 a.m. PST May 4th.
Don't you?
I do want that.
Yeah,
Actually.
I do.
DisneyStore.com.
very cool.
It launches on DisneyStore.com and Disneyland Resorts and Walt Disney World. So those of us going to Celebration next year, it'll be around. And,
Would it still be around then?
oh, yeah.
Or will they have moved
yeah.
on to something else?
No. Yeah, they're
like
they're
in-
still selling like things like that they made 2 years ago, like the C-3PO electronic.
Okay, because like
hand
knowing
and-
our luck, we go there, then that would be over, and instead they'll be selling like an inflatable Bosk mask or something.
Right, yeah, right. Yeah, just something like one I don't know, like 10% of like the quality. No, this looks pretty sick.
The balloon.
And yeah, I mean, this is very tempting, honestly, very, very tempting. But I'll send a link in the chat to you guys. Anyway, that's the product of the week. So after we record this, you know, I'll choose somebody else, and you know, you can keep your eyes on the horizon for something.
I can't wait for the weeks where there's just nothing interesting that came out, and we have to just like grasp at straws.
Exactly.
I'm gonna do mine. I've been like, I always like have fun stuff coming up on my, you know, Facebook Marketplace that I want to buy. So I'm gonna talk about that.
There you go. You got a whole list of things.
Yeah.
Something was brought to my attention recently. Lucasfilm is hosting special IMAX fan events that feature 25 minutes of exclusive, never before seen footage for the upcoming film, The Mandalorian and Grogu. This is happening May 4th. And this is a free limited capacity screening that occurs at 7 p.m. local time on May 4th, up and down the West Coast, as well as probably across the country. And
is there multiple locations?
This is happening
just the Bay Area.
Well, this is happening in AMC theaters in the U.S. and in I guess in Canada, probably in other like big chain theaters. Mandarian, we're talking about here, like mentioned earlier today in a text that there was something regarding The Mandalorian happening on May 4th. He said it was a screening, and I think he said it was regarding the movie. So I think this is the thing that he's talking about.
Oh.
So yeah, kind of interesting, and it's of course completely. He mentioned there's something happening in the Scotia Theater in our town, and I think it's completely booked up. So
yeah,
you know, don't forget when it comes to Star Wars news, you heard it here last.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, as usual.
Don't forget to leave a review that would make even Master Yoda proud.
You're welcome.
Really selling it here. All right, and last thing I'll say is regarding the thank you, Dan. Yeah, some putting in a flyer into our chat here. Awesome. Yeah, so the last thing I'll say is that Disney has recently revealed a new poster and details for the Millennium Falcon Baby Yoda Mandalorian mission. At least that's what the Disney Tourist blog is calling it. It's obviously not going to probably be called Baby Yoda. But
this far in, they're still not calling him Grogu.
Yeah, still.
Must be for general audiences.
I have a theory they made this movie just so people would stop calling him Baby Yoda.
So, have you watched any of the Adam Savage tested videos with Jon Favreau?
I watched the one where he toured the set, but not the one that he flew the Razor Crest. Those are the ones you're talking about, right?
Dan? Dan?
Dan? Hello?
Dan!
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, now we can.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
Did you hear any of that?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so if you watch any of the Adam Savage tested videos where he goes over the sets and the props over for Mandalorian and Grogu with Jon Favreau, who's the director of the movie, constantly calls him Baby Yoda.
Wow.
Well, it's canon now.
That doesn't
His name
help.
changed.
That really doesn't help, John.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're going to have to change the name then, so it'll be Mandalorian and Baby.
Mandalorian and Baby. Jeez. Well, so getting back to the Disney parks thing, starting May 22nd this year, Hollywood Studios and Disneyland Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run will allow the guests to control the Millennium Falcon in a Mandalorian Grogu-inspired mission, which the attraction will have a new storyline in which Hondo has gotten wind of a deal going down on Tatooine between ex-Imperial officers and a band of pirates. There's a generous bounty for their capture, so you'll borrow the iconic ship and team up with Mando and Grogu to track them down and explore the galaxy. The mission will depart Batuu, bound for Tatooine, and for the first time, the crew will be in control of their own destination. Guests will be able to choose among adventures on Bespin, the wreckage on the second Death Star around Endor, or the bustling city planet of Coruscant. The new mission with gameplay updates debuts on the same day as Lucasfilm's upcoming title, The Mandalorian and Grogu. So when the movie hits theaters, you can also spend the day at Disney parks and play the brand new updated ride in Galaxy's Edge. and Smuggler's Run will follow a different path than the upcoming film, but both debut on May 22nd this year. So that's really exciting, and there is a poster floating around online. So yeah, keep an eye out for that, and you can find more details on the internet.
Cool.
The HoloNet, yeah.
Is that the ride where when you're in line, you see Hondo Ohnaka?
Yes, that's right.
Does that mean they're going to remove Hondo Ohnaka?
No, he's part of the story. He gives you the mission.
Oh, he's part of the story. Okay, good.
Yeah,
Because if they wrote him out, I would have been very upset.
Right. All right. With that being said, is there anyone else last minute calls for any Star Wars news?
Yeah, like personal Star Wars news, but I actually haven't, because like the new series, like Ahsoka season's coming out soon, so I thought I'd actually listen to the Thrawn audiobook, the first one.
That won't leave you disappointed as you watch anything going forward.
Right.
Oh.
What could have been.
Yeah. So what do you think
are you
about
saying it only goes downhill from here?
Well, it just leaves you, this is pun intended, very jaded about a lot of their choices, the things they chose to remove.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That's a Mara Jade pun.
Oh, I see. Oh, from like the old Thrawn stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of happy that he feels kind of the same as I remember.
Thrawn does, yeah.
Thrawn, yes, in those old books, yeah. So I was happy they're kind of like still doing him a lot of justice. I really like, seeing him rise through the ranks of the Imperial military. That's something, you don't really get to see in a lot of other stuff, kind of the inner workings. And then kind of the adversity and racism he has to, speciesism, whatever he has to go through to kind of like
xenophobia.
I believe xenophobia. Right? Yeah. And then I also really like. At first, I was like, "Who is Price?" The like this lady who's just like that's the
about her
story arc. And I guess I went back to watch like that first season 3 of Rebels, and I was like, "Oh, yeah. she's the governor of Lothal." You get to see how she becomes this like political kind of savant who is kind of like becomes very cutthroat, and I really like that too because you really get to just see like the day in the life of like an average citizen on Coruscant and like someone that's I don't know. Yeah, this is very cool too. But I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
How did you guys like it?
We're talking about
it's probably been a while for you.
We're talking about the first Timothy Zahn canon Thrawn book that's simply called Star Wars Thrawn, right? Star Wars Thrawn.
The one that you guys got signed.
Yeah, that's right.
The second one. We got the second one.
Second one signed.
No, it's the first one. I got the first one signed. That was the one that came out when we were at Celebration.
That was the first one?
Yep, that's the first one. It's just called Star Wars Thrawn. That's the one that came out in 2017. That's Thrawn Alliances.
See, now I know I'm asking a lot because I don't know if you guys can remember 10 years.
It's been a long time. Oh my goodness.
I do recall most of the story. I only read the third one about a year and a half ago because it took me a while to get through that trilogy. But the first one and then the second one I read when that was released, which was called Thrawn Alliances. I remember enjoying Thrawn Alliances. A lot of people didn't, but I liked how it kind of flashed back and forth between the Clone Wars era when he first meets Anakin Skywalker and kind of gets integrated into Palpatine's circles a little bit. So I really liked that part of the story. But yeah, the Thrawn book I liked it because it did kind of add to his mysterious arrival in the animated show in Rebels. And it just kind of, expanded that story a little bit for me. And I appreciated that a lot. So I remember enjoying it. One of the better ones.
Did you listen to did you read it or listen to the audio book?
I read that one. I read the first two, and then for the third one, I think I listened to it.
Mm-hmm. I've been listening to a lot of audiobooks. Like I just listened to the Convergence and the other one as well, the High Republic ones. And I do have a little bit of a bone to pick with like the guy's doing the voice acting because he's trying his hardest, but sometimes I think he's going a little too hard on these voices. And he does the voice for these like bug creatures that Thrawn is talking to, these like farming bug creatures. Yeah. And it is the most shrill, high pitched, weird, like edited voice. And I literally, I couldn't, I had to like turn it down to the really low volume just to get through it.
Oh my goodness. You have to go to the library and get the book and just read that section.
I know. I'm going to have to have the book just in case he does some
backup
to me again. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. For the most part, it's very good though. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, definitely try and follow up when you finish it and, give us your full review on that. That'd be great to hear.
Yeah, the next one we're actually chatting about so far has been really good. I recommend it. It's Master of Evil. It's a Darth Vader book.
Okay.
But told from the perspective of an Imperial guard, one of the Emperor's guard that are
cool.
told to follow him around, basically.
Yeah, that's cool to hear because when I initially heard the Master of Evil, I'm like, okay, how many cool Darth Vader books? How do they kind of put a spin on it here? Seeing it through the perspective of a guard, and it's almost you're probably learning a lot about just this guy too, right? And how.
Exactly. And so it's neat because it's all filtered through what would be considered like a regular person trying to figure out Darth Vader.
Yeah,
which is pretty neat. I've been enjoying that quite a lot.
Nice.
So I've already finished that one a little while ago. We're doing a podcast on that book at some point. But I decided to switch things up recently after I finished that book. I started listening to The Princess Diarist, written by Carrie Fisher,
Princess Diaries.
It's called The Princess Diarist. It's a Carrie Fisher's memoir, which was based on diaries that she kept as a young woman when she started filming Star Wars. And this is not new news or anything. This came out almost 10 years ago in 2016. But actually that was 10 years ago. So it's kind of about her time on that movie, her fling with Harrison, and really gets into her head during that time and almost feels invasive when you're listening to her tell you about this time period in her life. 'Cause she was a 19-year-old kid. He was in his 30s, it's kind of a scandal, right? So and there's a big chunk of the book that really doesn't, I wouldn't say goes into detail, but it goes into emotional detail, her headspace, where she was at with that. It's very interesting. It's only a 5.5 hour listen, and I've got 40 minutes left, but so far it was very interesting. Getting to explore kind of the mindset of these actors and kind of their kind of history, and it does
behind the scenes storyline.
It's very interesting. The only one I've ever read was it was kind of it's kind of like an autobiography, but it was more of a recollection of his memories, but it was one by Sir Alec Guinness, and that was very cool. Just seeing how he experienced Star Wars as someone that was
experienced actor
an experienced play actor that it kind of just was also in World War II and doing all this kind of goofy stuff. But very cool. I think I'd be interested in that one as well.
Yeah, it's a quick one too, so I would encourage it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's dive into some Maul Shadow Lord, shall we?
Sure.
Let's do it.
All right, tonight we're starting off with Chapter 5, Inquisition, so spoilers ahead for those who have not seen these episodes already. All right, and what I'm going to do here is read a little bit about the summary of the plot, and then we'll dive right in. So this episode came out April 20th, 2026. Imperial forces... Oh, and this episode is called Inquisition. Imperial forces led by Lieutenant Blake and the Jedi-hunting Inquisitor Merrick occupy Janek City and take over the investigation into Maul. Devon wants to stay to confront Maul, but Dackey decides to escape the city to hide from the Empire. As they attempt to leave, the city is locked down and they're cut off by Imperial stormtroopers. Despite the protests of his second-in-command, Rook Kast, Maul decides to stay in the city in hopes of making Devon his apprentice. Chief Kleiss is interrogated by the Imperials and is not seen again. Blake says she has been permanently transferred, and Lawson is questioned by Merrick and claims that he's the first encountered Maul during an ambush in the lower levels of Janix. Riley contacts his mother Dree, who works for the Empire, and tells Riley to cooperate with the investigation. He attempts to visit Lawson at the precinct and is turned away by Two Boots. Merrick investigates the scene of the firefight and sees evidence of Maul's duel with Dackey and Devon. Blake allows Lawson to leave the precinct, and he comes home to find Devon and Dackey seeking refuge with Riley. So, This episode was interesting. The Inquisitors have arrived on Janix. Sets up a very interesting plot line here. So, let's start with you, Bryce. What did you think of this episode?
Okay, in reading this, I just realized I don't think I finished episode chapter 4. I actually missed this whole duel and everything. And
Really?
I cannot wait to go back and watch it. Yes.
Interesting.
That's why I was a bit confused. Like the episode started and like a Star Destroyer just like popped up and I was like, wow,
Right.
okay, that went fast. Like they're just
Right.
doing this at the start of the episode. Just no
Surprise! Gotta keep things moving.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I do think that this episode is pretty good. I like the impact of like the Empire kind of showing up is really felt. The whole city is like being locked down. It really feels like everyone is scared, and especially like Dackey and Devon, who are like, we have like half an hour, or we're gonna be stuck here, kind of thing. Yeah. Like we need to go anywhere but here. Yeah. What do you think, Blake?
Yeah, man, I definitely agree. I really enjoyed this one, and you can really feel it setting up for the next episode when we get to that one. But yeah, you're definitely right. You can really feel how the Empire, like once their president shows up, they just quickly like take over everything.
Yeah.
And
What do you think of the detective character?
I've actually really been enjoying him, even though I guess he's becoming more of the main plot line. Actually, his last 3 episodes, we've kind of steered away from Maul and what he's been doing. We're focusing more on the Jedi and the police officer. Yeah. I have really been enjoying this kind of like small perspective of a character that's like he was just going about his job, his daily life at this place, and then the perspective you get from that instead of like the wide angle that we get with most films and bigger politics. And I've been liking the twist they've been doing. I think they've done a really good job with it, and that's making it a bit of a crime drama on the side. There's like a cool subplot.
Yeah. I totally agree. Like I sometimes when like the writers lean into a trope you're expecting, or like it that's been done before, you're not really into it.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm so into this, like, because we've seen this before, in like other movies, right? Divorce detective,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very
divorce
typical.
detective, especially when
Big
he's like going to
mustache.
his son's ball game. He's missing it because he's got the bad
too
guys to
busy.
catch. His son doesn't understand, right? Like, and he's.
But we
he's,
haven't seen that in Star Wars, which is
exactly.
a neat twist.
Yeah, and I really like that you're seeing his how his obsession with like catching the baddie is kind of like affecting the people around him, and it has serious consequences because they just disappeared his chief, who really did nothing other than is the head of the police station. She is like suffering for his actions. So it'll be interesting to see, how he develops.
And what'd you think about this episode, Dan?
Yeah, I liked it. I like seeing the Empire coming in and proving left and right that having the Empire come in and take over was going to screw everything up for the city and for the citizens. And then seeing his son come to that realization, he's like, oh, we should trust the Empire. Mom works for the Empire. Why are they a problem?
Yeah.
And he's starting to see oh, okay, maybe things aren't great when you have the Empire around.
Right.
There's probably a lot of people in the galaxy that have that perspective at this point. So shortly after Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if Mom is indoctrinated or is just like, look, this is our life now. Just do what they say. You know what I
Pay
mean?
the bills.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. From the call that the son had with her, it seemed like she was very kind of naive to the Empire and its atrocities.
Right. So a bit more like indoctrinated, kind of like the Empire's good kind of thing. They're just, paying
They're just bringing peace and order to the galaxy.
Yeah.
Everybody that.
Yeah.
I really liked this episode. There was a few things that I noticed, which I was kind of self-inquiring about, and I just wanted to ask you guys about it too. The first brother, aka Merrick, it looks as if he has the ability of psychometry, which was interesting because that's considered to be a fairly rare force ability, and not too many people are known to have had it. And it was a recent addition to Ahsoka's character as well, because during the animated shows, she's never used to be able to do that. So, but the first brother can. He shows up and he kind of hears things, he touches things, he kind of has these feelings. And it seems as if he does have that ability as well. So that was kind of an interesting thing to see. We saw early TK stormtroopers marching off of the recycled and reused Republic gunships, which the Empire have now repainted. They've repainted all of their ships like a very boring kind of off-white gray. And we've seen these helmets before in none other than the Bad Batch animated show. These made their first appearance in that show. So it's kind of nice to see some crossover there and, a bit of a solid placement in the timeline as to when this takes place, which is pretty handy. Cool. Yeah, it is very, very nice to see.
It's like bridging the gap.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because it's cool seeing like laddies and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Like gunships.
Oh, man. And they sound so good, man. Like they're like some of the best sounding ships. Oh, man.
The design is just so cool.
Yeah.
It did make me wonder, though, if those troopers are clones or if they're now people who like signed up.
Something that came up that I jotted down on my notes here was that we got confirmation in this episode that the Zabraks are indeed mercenaries, because I think we were talking about that with Darian last week or the week before, and I don't know if it was something like we were trying to figure out if they were mercenaries or not mercenaries, because there's been no exchange of money. But in this episode, we got solid confirmation they are mercenaries.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah,
that meant we were on the right idea, because it's such an obscure thing for like an animated series to reference that.
Yeah.
Like it's just something that they usually just ignore. And it was actually the Mandalorians that were talking about it.
Yeah, the Mandalorians. Yeah. But the Mandalorians were telling, I think, was it Rook who was telling was there just two Mandalorians there, or was it the Zabraks? I forget.
I thought it was the Mandalorians.
It was the Mandalorians.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So they're kind of grumbling because the Empire's arrived, and it's like, okay, well, now we're not getting our shipments of, treasure or loot or whatever.
Yeah, they didn't sign up for it. And then the one guy's like, hey, as long as we keep getting paid, which is probably foreshadowing.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So that
I guess it shows that these Mandalorians are still like working professionals, Yeah. And then I would assume the Zabrak are just kind of like Maul fanatics, like Maul fanboys, that are there because they believe in him, not the money, right?
Right. Yeah.
I would think maybe that'll change though. Maybe they'll ask for a raise at some point.
We've thrown that idea around too, of like maybe in between the Clone Wars and this show, there's a bit of a time gap there, thankfully, so that it kind of leaves things open to speculation. But like I threw around the idea of like maybe he went home, like he had nowhere else to go, like the galaxy's falling apart, Order 66 just happened, like he barely survived his whole encounter with all the clones in Ahsoka on that big huge Venator class. Like maybe he went home and reconnected with some of his kin, and being Maul, he probably convinced them like, hey, I can make you powerful, I can give you wealth.
They're just like two cousins.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
Do you guys think that the original police captain, that she's still alive? It's pretty neat when I think it was Larson goes in there to be interrogated. You see like the scratch marks on the table.
I think it'd be pretty dark if they killed her, but maybe she just won't show up again. Maybe they won't answer it, but I don't know. I feel like the Empire would just kind of, I don't know. Maybe she just gets sent off to like a prison somewhere.
It could be like a camp or somewhere. Yeah.
It was interesting that Rook, they made a point of having a bit of dialogue in there about her being a little, I guess, frustrated or doesn't really understand why Maul wants to pursue this idea of staying on Janix for the sake of Devon, especially after she tried to kill him. And I thought that was kind of neat, like that they did that, because it's like, she doesn't get it. Like she
doesn't see the potential. She doesn't see Darth Talon,
right,
like the rest of us do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like, I mean, she's in it for probably not only probably her specifically, she's probably in it for a bit of loyalty as well, but I think she sees the bigger picture in the sense of like, hey, we're kind of building an empire here, like an underworld empire, but she doesn't really, she's not part of that world where having an apprentice is as like both a tool and a piece of legacy is like a valuable thing, right? Like that's not something that I guess she really understands or cares for. So that was just an interesting little, again, like I guess we're just kind of diving into these little moments that really expand the characters, and something that a lot of the other shows haven't necessarily delivered on all that much. Like they've delivered on good story and great character development in the long run. But I mean, we're talking about episode 5 and 6 here. I mean, like we're so early on in the show, and the amount of character development that's happened in the amount of time that we've had with these characters, especially the new ones, has blown me away.
Are you saying they're not going to be able to wrap it all up by the end of episode 8, Josh?
I mean, I think they've done such an incredible job with how much they've been able to pack in, because
That's true. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
And it still
like-
feels well paced and not like rushed.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, that's pretty much all I had for this one. Did you guys have anything else for chapter 5?
I got a few things.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so I noticed this last episode, and it came up again this episode. So the from the police station, wherever, they got that photo of Maul. That's how they knew he was there.
Yeah.
How in the world, if you get a picture from the side where he's like cloaked, that they then put him on a hall projector and they cleanly see his face? And then after that, in this episode, they put up like his posting for like a wanted poster. And even though you could see his face in the hologram, they put up the poster with his face is obscured behind the hood. What is going on here?
That is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, just for effect, I guess.
Yeah. I don't
They're
know.
like, we want him to look a little intimidating to scare people here, so people report him. You know.
Yes. We want people to report random people because they can't actually see what he looks like. It's to give us something to do.
What was that, Dan?
Looks cool.
It does look cool.
It does look cool.
Look
Yeah.
cool,
Like
yeah.
posed properly and everything. What is that? What is that thing that Riley is using for the sport? That I think it's called Bodekin, was it, or Botkin or something?
Yeah, sport thing.
Yeah, like that
like
was that was that thing that we all had as a kid at one point, where you put the ball in and
Wiffle ball.
yeah, you put a wiffle ball in there and you wing it. Like there was a metal one hanging
Like
above
lacrosse.
3PO and the Phantom Menace.
It's the scoop thing, yeah.
Yeah, like a lacrosse.
Oh,
scoop.
right, that too.
Yeah, like you guys remember that? There was one in
Yeah,
the Phantom
I mean,
Menace, like hanging on the wall.
There is like a professional league where it's almost like squash, where you see people like chucking these like rubber balls with those against the wall as hard as they can, and it like bounces
Oh,
back.
right.
I'll send it to you later, but I don't know what those are called. Yeah.
Right.
Ultimate squash.
Ultimate scoop ball.
Ultimate scoop ball. That's awesome.
But yeah, they don't really go into it that much. Hey, like we don't even get to see him play or anything.
Yeah.
We
Just
see
from
like
the sideline, yeah.
Yeah.
we see like the stadium, and kind of that's it. Yeah.
But doesn't he like score and then he turns around and his dad's not there or something?
Yeah.
Okay, it's called Jai Alai. It's a Basque sport involving the bounce of. This is like on Earth. This is the Earth sport. There's not a species of in Star Wars called the Basque, which.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah,
Could have fooled me.
Seems similar, except there's like a field between this and baseball, I guess.
All right, last calls for chapter 5.
The last thing I had just to bring up was when the Jedi get spotted or they're trying to get away, and there's that fight scene. Or maybe this is what you missed, Bryce, so plug your ears. The fight scene that they had at the train station there, I thought was very cool. It reminded me a lot of The Matrix, the first one.
Nice. All right. Awesome. Let's give this guy some Pablo points of poodoos. Or should we save that to the end? I don't know.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, hold on 1 second here. Okay. Okay, so let's start with Bryce because we got to backtrack his scores a little bit. So because this is the first time we're having Bryce on this after show. So I mean, starting with Bryce, what would you give episode 1 and then keep going?
I don't know. I really enjoyed episode 1. I don't know if I can give it a 3. I'm gonna give it a 2 though. Because it just hooked me immediately. I loved seeing the two underworld gangsters interacting with each other.
That was cool.
I think this is a great thing to kind of get you hooked into the series.
Awesome.
That's fair. Reminder, you can do 0.5s. And maybe we should explain what in the world we're talking about and what we're doing and how the system works.
Oh yeah, Bryce, how would you explain our rating system here on the show?
Oh man, I always flub this, but okay. So our rating system, it kind of goes from -3 to +3, and you can also do 0 points, truly balanced, and we call that a bendu. 3 points in the positive is called a Pablo point, and 3 Pablo points, and 3 in the negative is going to be called like -3 Pablo Pudu points.
You got her.
Very well done. All
After
right.
all this time, the cryo freeze didn't damage your brain. That's good.
Thank gosh, this teleprompter. It was a good investment.
Awesome. All right. And keep going. What's that? Episode 2, 3, 4, and 5?
Episode 2, what even happens in this episode? I don't know. I'm going to give it a 1.5.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's when Maul goes and kills the Pike crew.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Episode 3, Maul's I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna go also 1.5 for this one. It's building. Definitely building the detective.
Yep.
Building the detective up. Episode 4, I'm gonna do that one later because I'm gonna finish watching it. It's probably gonna be pretty high though. I've seen the first half, and the duel looks really cool. And then for this episode 5, I'm gonna give this one. I'll give this one 2 as well.
Okay. Awesome. Dan, what'd you give episode 5 here?
So I'm noticing a pattern with these episodes, and I'm glad they released 2 at a time. I'm liking the first half for the setup, and then I'm liking the second episode even better because that's really like to have more of the action and stuff. So this one I give a 2 as the setup episode, and then I'll give it the review for the next one after we talk about it.
All right.
I feel like I've also come across to the same conclusion.
Yeah, 2 for this one?
It is 2 for this one, so I think you know what the next one's going to be.
Yeah. Okay. So Matt is not here tonight with us, but he gave this one a 2.5, and I also gave this one a 2. So this is it's looking pretty good. I mean, our averages have changed now. We're at a 2 Pablo point for every single episode so far as a team average.
Wow.
Which, the lower scores, the lowest being 1 Pablo point from Kirk on episode 2. That, and also I think Shauna looks like gave 1 Pablo point for episode 4 and 1 for episode 5. So yeah, I mean, like we're those are the lowest scores that we have from everyone who's provided those scores, and 1 Pablo point is still great. I mean, that's like, you're 1/3 of the way to a triple pointer, right? Like we're not in Pudus, we're not a Bendu, like we're all in the positive points here. So, and those are the lowest scores on the chart, which is amazing. So this is, looking to be one of the highest rated shows I think that we've ever seen other than Andor, based on our scores so far, which is great. Okay.
The highest rated animated show.
The highest rated animated show. I think right now on Rotten Tomatoes, at least when the show premiered, it was the highest rated Star Wars show. But I think by the end of the season, we'll kind of get a better idea for the rankings. But once it has some time to sit on Rotten Tomatoes and, people start throwing tomatoes.
And perhaps they start to rot.
Exactly.
Why would you sit on those?
Rookie mistake.
Oh jeez. Oh yeah. I just sent Blake a message for Pablo Points of Pudas. I meant to send that to Darian. That's funny.
Did you see my response?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. just a sad Pablo gif.
Pablo points and poop emoji ? And so I replied with a gif of Pablo and I'll go like looking out the window all sad.
Yeah. That's the wrong thread. Okay, let me read the summary for chapter 6 here, and then we'll summarize that. Okay, chapter 6, Night of the Hunted. Also, April 20th, 2026. Dackey explains to Lawson that he and Devon have survived a purge of the Jedi Order and must avoid the Empire to stay alive. Merrick arrives at Lawson's apartment and duels Dackey and Devon. The pair manage to steal an Imperial gunship and escape with Lawson and Riley. They are chased through the city by other gunships and are shot down. Maul confirms that Devon is still in the city and plans to intervene. He tells Vario that their deal is concluded, and Vario is free to leave and take his chances with the Empire. Vario chooses to remain with Maul. Lawson takes Riley, Dackey, and Devon to meet Sul, a former bounty hunter who's saved Lawson in past missions. He asks her to help escaping the planet, but the Empire soon arrives at Sul's casino. Lawson and Dackey hold off stormtroopers while Devon and Riley escape to a train platform. They're pursued by Merrick, who duels with Devon on the train. Maul comes to their aid, helping Devon overpower Merrick until they're able to get away from him. Merrick contacts his master to confirm Maul's presence and that of the Jedi. So this was a really well-paced, great episode. Lots of awesome dueling in this as well. Just like episode 4, was it? Or, which one was the big light? Or 3? Was it 3 or 4? One of those big lightsaber duels. So yeah, very, very cool. I mean, like, obviously all of us are, probably very in love with the fact that they included a train. If you include a train in any kind of action sequence, it's just better. Like,
it's just immediately better.
Yeah, it's just immediately better. That's just how it works. Yeah, yeah. I mean, can we all agree on that, or is somebody like, okay,
that's settled?
Okay,
I think it's just ingrained in us as humans. As soon as we made the train, we wanted to be on top of it when we shouldn't be on top
fighting.
of it.
Yeah,
fighting on top of it. Like, I don't know what it is about us.
It's just this inherent need. It's like bubble wrap, It's like, you gotta push it. Gotta push it.
The earliest television, the old cowboy shows and everything, they're all fighting on trains.
Oh yeah, it's a great point.
It was the best part of the Solo movie was when they're fighting on that train.
Yeah,
that's true.
It was one of the best Clone Wars arcs as well, when they had the whole train heist with Boba Fett and all those bounty hunters.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, what a great, just a great plot.
Asajj as well, yeah.
Yeah, so good. So
more trains.
Yeah. Dan, kick us off here. What did you think of this episode?
This was a great episode. Really enjoyed. Like, there was one part where I actually yelled out loud, like when Maul was fighting Merrick, and Merrick like does a dual like lightsabers, and then Maul's like, "Oh yeah, watch this," and then he activates his second part of lightsaber. I was like, that was an awesome scene, and like
so good.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like you saw, like, I love the part where Lieutenant Blake walks by Two Boots and he like looks down at his boots and is like, "Those aren't regulation." And then Boots is like, "Oh shit, what did I do?"
Yeah,
like that's the moment he realizes he's made a mistake. He has to remove his boots.
Now I'm just 2.
Yeah. Dear God, what have I done?
His droid number is it's like 2-bot, right? Like 2B0T. That's his what do you call it? Like his droid name. So that's like, feeds into, it's kind of like Chopper. Like if you look at Chopper's name, the letters and numbers kind of spell Chopper. So 2-bot almost says 2 boots. So his name kind of is derived from 2-bot, as well as the fact that he also weirdly also
it's
likes
like that
having
what's
boots.
In a name thing. It's because of his name, then he was been enticed to wear boots.
Exactly. It's like he was inspired somehow. I mean,
is it the boots that make the name, or the name that make the boot?
That's a great question. I think we should ask him that. Blake, what do you think about this episode?
Laddie gunship chase scene. Need I say more?
Well, yeah, laddies and trains and lightsaber duels. I mean, it's like everything we want.
It was so cool, man. Like, I feel like it's something we've really not gotten. I feel like we don't see laddies enough. There's like a handful of Clone Wars episodes where they just kind of come in on them.
Yeah.
And then there's that bit in Attack of the Clones, and like that's kind of it. Where I feel like this took me back to like playing those old like Clone Wars games and stuff, where you actually get to fly the laddie gunship. Those are so cool.
Mm-hmm. I feel like they definitely were, because we also see them briefly in the Mandalorian flashbacks when they're chasing the Jedi. What is Jar Jar Binks' actor Jedi?
Yeah.
Keller and Beck as he's saving Grogu, right? And that's very cool. And I feel like they really heavily drew from that because it feels the same.
Yep.
I really like how when the Jedi are deflecting the blaster cannons, it's heavy.
Oh yeah,
when they're getting
that's
hit,
so
they're
cool.
like boom, boom. It's not just like, I think the last time in like Ahsoka when she's on top of the ship in space and she's like deflecting blaster bolts from like starships, it feels there's no weight to it. Right. But this is what I want. I want them to feel like these are huge
heavy blaster fire. Yeah. I thought that was very cool. Like they couldn't just like block it; they had to like take a swing to like get the momentum out of the way.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
What about you, Bryce?
Yeah, no, I thought this is like a pretty well constructed episode. I think, the Devon and Maul, the fight scene with Merrick was really good, and seeing Devon have to help seeing them all
Maul,
fighting
yeah.
together was super cool. Like I really like their kind of relationship. And I think it's, I don't know, they're going to be like I don't know. I hope they do some sort of like, they're going to be like power partners or whatever. You know? I think it's going to be very cool to see how they develop, because she is a very cool character too.
Yeah.
Just how she's kind of young enough where she's like, she probably was like, you know, is she an adult?
She's like Anakin's age from episode 2, I think. She's kind of like late Padawan stage, I think.
Yeah.
Like 17.
Yeah, probably 17 or 18 or something.
Yeah, and then her master's ancient, so you got that
That disconnect,
those opposing forces where it's just like, look, you have a long life to live. We don't have to fight the Empire right now, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is super cool. If I had one gripe, it's just this bounty hunter friend of the detective. The fact that she's just like like someone's like shows up and asks you to pretty much like risk your life, and she's just like, yeah, no problem. Like,
I got you
these
covered.
like the literal like Star Wars version of a fascist regime is in your casino, and you're like, don't worry, man, I'll throw them off. And then she does like the bare minimum and then just starts blasting.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, that's a death sentence.
That's
that's
that's the kind of choice somebody would make if you're playing like a RPG game or something.
Right.
It's like, let's just kill them all.
yeah, there's no consequences. But it's like, if you get caught by these guys, you're dead.
Yeah.
You know, like this is and you're gonna die for this like detective who, you know, maybe you're having like a casual romantic relationship with, but
Well, I think they had a history as well. Like he got her out of a jam at some point.
right. But it's like, you really care about this guy enough, you know, like to
Lose everything.
lose everything, you know. So yeah, the motivations there were a bit like weird to me, but still.
But it could be that she hasn't really dealt with the Empire yet because they're so new. And so she is used to dealing with the regular local authorities and thought it would be easy to just kind of like talk to them and send them. They're a lot more simple-minded, right? They don't have the Imperial resources and whatnot. So it'll be easy to throw off the regular police. She's probably done it before.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, small gripe, but the episode is still great.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I really liked this episode too. There was some cool stuff in this episode. I mean, you know, we got a little glimpse at some early AT-STs, which is kind of neat. It's always cool to see. I loved the tone of this episode, especially, you know, it's always, feel like we all love seeing Jedi on the run because it puts them in a very vulnerable place. And I think that's what some people liked, you know, about just the original Star Wars movies, that there was these people with powers and they're special and they're cool and they're not like at the front center of I mean, I love the Clone Wars a lot, but
10,000 of them making an army.
Yeah, and like, you know, everyone loves the underdog story, and you know, there's a lot of like, you know, this like, oh, there's this like prophecy and potential, and you know, this person rising to power again, and you know, all this stuff, and I guess like, you know, this is just like the dark times. This really paints that picture of the dark times, and it's a show about a villain. And I don't know, there's something really, it's just like, it just tonally for me, this episode and this show really like hits the spot. And you know, seeing the Jedi like trying to seek help from like just a local cop and his like son, you know,
and,
desperate.
Like, in the act, just destroy their entire lives.
Yeah, like it's desperation at its absolute peak. And, you know, in the process of going to them for help, you know, they ruined their lives, and you know, their home is blown up, and, you know, they've just screwed everything up, right? And you know, there's something.
Now they're on the run too.
Yeah, like there's something that resonates with that, and that's, I guess, the burning of the Lars homestead. You know, and even though it has nothing to do with Luke being a Jedi at that time, there's just this I don't know. There's just this this vulnerability about people with force powers in this time period. And I mean, even Obi-Wan, like that guy who came to him in the desert, and he's like, hey, like, I need you to come back. I need your help, Obi-Wan. He turns him away, and then the next day he finds him hanging in town, right? And it's like, oh, I guess they got him, you know. Shoot. So yeah, it's a brutal time to be them, and I really like that this painted that picture, and it also really highlighted how dangerous these Inquisitors are, because Rebels did not do the Inquisitors any justice. Like they were
they're very cartoonish.
Yeah, they were designed to be that freak of the week villain that kind of shows up, gets thwarted, and they go off.
They lost me when they gave them helicopters.
Yeah, and that was a big criticism I think a lot of us had when the Inquisitors were introduced, and since then they've kind of progressively been getting more threatening and more dangerous through different stories like Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, as well as like I guess the Ahsoka show did a pretty good job at highlighting Merrick as a fairly capable fighter. He had more than one encounter with Ahsoka, and ultimately kind of meets his end with the duel there, but she's very talented, like she's an incredible, she's Anakin's apprentice. Like I guess there's no one else who would be well suited, to take this guy on. I mean, even Maul and Devon together couldn't really defeat him on the train that easily. So it's nice to see them in this very powerful position, and that's just one. From the trailer, it looks like there's going to be more than one showing up. So that's really cool. In the last scene of this episode, we get Merrick chatting to somebody on a hologram, who he refers to as my lord. So there's a couple guesses here. I mean, I'm just going to throw the names out. There's either the Grand Inquisitor, there's either, of course, Darth Vader, who would make the most sense, and I highly doubt that it would be the Emperor, because I feel like the Inquisitors don't deal with the Emperor personally, one by one. Like they go through either Vader or the Grand Inquisitor, for some, I guess there could be another weird reason that he would contact a different Inquisitor, and I don't know why he would call him my lord, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Any theories as to potentially who he could be talking to?
I think it'll be Vader.
That's where my went to, is Vader.
Yeah.
So do you think, because what we had hinted to us in Star Wars Rebels, Maul says to the Jedi, Kanan and I think Ahsoka or Ezra, one of the two, he says the words, I cannot face Vader alone, as if he's done it before. And so I wonder, if maybe we're building up to a season finale, or potentially some moment in season 2, because we know that the show's been renewed already for a second season. Will it be building to this moment where we see Darth Vader and Darth Maul fighting?
That's a great guess.
That'd be pretty cool. But I mean, I'm not using this to say that that's not what's happening. But I do feel like 30% of the shows we've gotten, the big lead up has been just a fight with Darth Vader.
Welcome back to the Mandarian, joining us a little bit late tonight. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you for having me.
So what did you think about this episode? Episode 6.
I thought these ones were a little less seeded with information, but there were still some cool things. Like I think Two Boots is going to turn on the Empire, because now that he's been made to lose his individuality.
His boots, yeah.
I noticed Maul get on the train there. Did you guys talk about that? Do you actually see him jumping on?
Oh, I never noticed that.
Kind of sneaking around, huh? Let's see, what else? What kind of Easter eggs did you notice, Darian?
They were good episodes, don't get me wrong. I felt like they were a little bit shallow compared to the other ones we've had, so nothing's really popped.
They're more actiony, yeah.
Without the internet, I probably would have missed it, but in the background, behind Maul getting his leg repaired in a scene, you see the compass that Savage Opress used to find Maul in the Clone Wars. That was that was a cool, I didn't notice that at all until I saw that an image online.
What's the significance of that? Is it
it was the compass,
Jack Sparrow style compass that takes you to what you want?
Well, it was specifically for finding his brother, but Mother Talzin gave Savage Opress this compass to locate him, when she revealed that he was alive. So I guess it was a keepsake that he kind of uses to remind him of Savage Opress.
An item that always points to where you are is probably something you'd want to destroy.
Yeah.
When you're on the run.
Yeah.
But maybe he'll give it to Devon.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe he'll tell you this points you in the direction of your heart's greatest, deepest desires.
This leads you to your desire.
Yeah.
It's pointing right at you.
A bottle of rum.
I wanted to admit that I was wrong. They are mercenaries. They did touch on that this week.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Something like that in the show.
Yeah. We're kind of wrapping it up here with this one, but one last little Easter egg is Rena compares the Imperial arrival to a stirring up of a Kuhan nest, which are those I guess, centipede-looking things that Sam Wessel uses to try and assassinate Padme with.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
So that was kind of an interesting little dialogue
like
Easter
real
egg drop.
poisonous.
Yeah, kind of a nice dialogue drop, I guess.
A few things I want to mention here. We didn't talk about, which I thought was super cool, was the opening. We see Darth Maul practicing his stances and his footwork. So we don't see that very often.
That's a great
Especially,
one.
I don't know if we've ever seen a Sith do it, which was super cool.
That's a great one to bring up. Yeah.
Yeah, they seeded a lot of very good moments from his other battles in that, like the butterfly kicks and stuff. I thought that was really cool as well.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
I also thought when we were at the keep blanking on that pop's name for some reason, but when we were at like their home and the Jedi are there, I thought actually it was pretty neat. There's that kind of subtle reminder that what we watch in the show is always like the top level politics and like the craziness going on behind the scenes and how evil the Empire is. But for most people, like they're just following sports and their lives probably aren't that different than like our reality.
Right. Yeah, it's almost like they're hearing of the political turmoil and they're aware of it and stuff, but like their daily lives haven't necessarily been affected.
Yeah, it's like us just like getting news of like whatever's happening around the world, right? Like doesn't really affect them on a day to day. Yeah. You know, until it does. But...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's like kind of a nice way to relate to the show. Okay, yeah. So let's. Anyone else got anything else? Like last minute, like little things.
I thought it was cool that the Empire used legitimate tactics on how to lock down the city. Like they start at the outskirts and work their way in on public transits and stopping the spaceports and everything. Yeah, that is actually how you do it. You can affect a large area by hitting strategic points.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I have one more. I have one that was really entertaining. The failure of a Jedi mind trick.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That was fun to see them like he like does the Jedi mind trick and then his like friends like, yo, what are you doing? We can't just let these guys go.
Yeah. It's like, yo, man, you getting duped.
Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? Yeah. So I like that it's you know, it's not always gonna work like it can, because there's always like the tension of like, oh, are they gonna notice, like what's gonna happen, but we never see it. And this time it was very fun that you know it's rough out there for the Jedi, you know, even though they have these abilities, you know, sometimes it's just doesn't work. And that's a great one to bring up.
And it proves yet again that Dackey's way is not working in this new order.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
And I think that's a very good point. You know, it's going to drive Devon to kind of choose like an alternative that's maybe a little more aggressive.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess the Master he stayed behind, right, to fight the Inquisitor, so we don't really know what happened to him.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll turn up.
His voice acting is amazing, by the way.
He is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very well done.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit Pablo points and poodoos. Okay, starting with Blake.
So for this one, I gave it a 2.5, and I'd say 2 of the 2.5 is probably dedicated to a laddie gunship chasing.
Okay. All right, I gave this one a 2.5 as well. Bryce, how about you?
I'm gonna go 2. I'm gonna go for a 2 here.
Okay. All right, Matt gave this a 2.5. Dan?
2.5.
2.5. Okay. And Darian, your scores for the last 2 episodes.
I'm going to give them both 2s because while we did get laddie gunship battles, they really nerfed them. But Devon, with her humor, really brought these up. So
okay, awesome. So that maintains our team average of 2 Pablo points for every single episode so far. And, we'll have only 2 more episodes of this Maul Shadow Lord after show as we get 2 of these per week. And as of tonight, the recording that we're doing right now on April 26th, 2 more episodes are going to drop, which will be episodes 7 and 8. So, you know where to find it. Thank you guys. And I guess as you know, we have a little fun section that we tend to end off an episode these days. And
people are hungry for it, I think, because we missed last week, did we not?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so let's head over and to the library and take a read of Anakin's lost diary.
Mind trick, stop!
was that? Oh, God.
On the money.
Oh man. So
You should have played that after the merchandising.
Merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Mind tricks to...
Wrong one.
Oh boy.
Oh, that was
He doesn't like you.
All right, so let's explain this. Dan, how would you explain what exactly is this book that we're looking at here?
I believe you found the lost diary of a young Anakin Skywalker.
So what have we found in it so far?
Just tales of him growing up, him and Obi-Wan dealing with normal life circumstances like one does as a young Padawan.
All of his personal turmoil, experiences, things that might have been a little bit something that they didn't want to portray on television or any other sort of media because it's too much to handle. So it was relegated to his diary.
I believe it's the first thing he went to destroy in the Jedi Temple archives was his diary.
Well, it was stolen. Grogu was still there. That was number 2 priority, but they did smuggle out the diary.
Yeah.
So what's in the diary this week?
Well, it's kind of an interesting one. I mean, it almost looks like Anakin wrote this piece in a very interesting way. He separated it into a couple sections. The first is shock and denial. The second, pain and guilt. The third is called anger. The fourth is called bargaining. The fifth is called depression. The sixth is the upward turn. And the seventh is reconstruction and acceptance. It's almost like he's kind of working his way through his feelings and problems here.
It's going to be a long one.
Yeah, he's titled this chapter as Blurry Visions and Blue Milk. So let's take a listen here. The setting is in a booth in a dimly lit, neon-soaked Coruscant cantina. Anakin Skywalker is vibrating with caffeinated rage, and Obi-Wan Kenobi is squinting intensely at the menu held 2 inches from his face. Anakin, gripping his glass until it cracks. I saw it, Obi-Wan. The Rodian. The Senator. The betrayal. Anakin, please. Anaconda Far is like an uncle to her. Besides, from this distance, everyone looks like a green smudge. Are you sure it wasn't a potted plant? It wasn't a potted plant. Plants don't whisper sweet political nothings into my wife's ear. Oops. Well, I mean, my friend's ear. It's not happening. I'm dreaming. This is a forced hallucination brought on by my bad death sticks. Anakin, is it the robes? Is it because I'm always covered in sand and engine grease? I mean, he's so smooth. His skin is literally textured like a luxury handbag. I've failed her, Master. I'm just a guy with a glow stick and an emotional baggage. Excuse me, Master Fisto? Oh, I'm sorry. Your coat rack. Anakin, listen. I'd offer a more definitive option. Well, or opinion. But I rushed out to the temple this morning and forgot my contact lenses. Everything past my elbow is a Monet painting, I'm afraid. Anakin stands up, sparks flying from his prosthetic hand. I'll dismantle him. I'll dismantle the whole Senate. I'll turn that Rodian into a pair of boots. He's cozying, Obi-Wan. There was cozying. Sit down, Anakin. You're making the Bith band nervous. They've already had a hard week. It was probably just a formal Rodian greeting. They involve proximity. Maybe if I pass the new banking clan bill, she'll realize I'm a better statesman. I can be political. I can wear a cape, Obi-Wan, if I promise to stop jumping out of speeders. Do you think she'll stop talking to people with snout noses? I think if you promise to stop jumping out of speeders, my blood pressure might drop triple digits, I would say. It's over. The Republic is failing. My marriage is a lie. I'm gonna go live on a Hoth cave somewhere and befriend a Wampa. At least the Wampa won't have Uncle Anaconda over tea. Well, there, Anakin. It's a very lovely bowl of hair that you have. Wait, Padme is on Naboo today. She sent me a transmission 3 hours ago from the Lake Country. Really? Well, that would explain why the senators over there just took off his head. What? Ah, yes. Now that he's standing in the light, it appears to be a Claudite assassin in mid-transformation. And he's transitioning right now. Ah, and he's not talking to Padme. He's talking to a very, very large-looking bounty hunter. Anakin ignites his lightsaber with a look of pure relief. Oh, thank the Force. It's just an assassination plot. Oh, well. Splendid, then. Now lead the way, would you? I'm essentially flying blind here. I'd rather not accidentally decapitate a waiter. Don't worry, Master. I'll handle the stabbling and the aggressive negotiations. You just handle the squinting for me. Truly the chosen one. Well, that one made no sense to me. What was that all about?
I can see why maybe he's going to be going to therapy. He's got some insecurities.
He's got some insecurities there. Yeah.
Who's Uncle Ono?
Uncle Ono.
He's like, I just looked him up. He's in that episode where I think he's like Padme Amidala's like confidant and like almost like an uncle character.
He's her uncle?
Oh, Lord.
That's nose. Like, geez, Anakin, relax. You can be angry. You don't have to be kind of subtly racist.
I mean, I gotta say, I don't blame Padme. He's probably a real good kisser.
I mean, he did talk about his smooth skin, and I think he would actually.
It's like a handbag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy!
I didn't know that Monet paintings were from Star Wars.
I mean, I didn't know.
The more you know.
I didn't know that Obi-Wan was so daft. I mean,
blind.
Like, yeah, so blind. I mean, like the guy never wears his glasses.
His contact lenses.
Yeah.
It's the future past.
Oh boy! And to think he knew so much about Anakin and Padme. I mean, he put all the pieces together in the end. I mean, in Revenge of the Sith, he's like, Anakin is the father, isn't he?
Like, finally figured it out.
Finally.
After Anakin openly said my wife in front of him like 40 times by mistake.
What an idiot. All right. Well, I think we saved that one. I think we made that one funnier with our comments in the end there.
I enjoyed it the whole time. It had me laughing.
All right,
I
awesome.
mean the music in the background is amazing.
Also, I want to know
rockabilly.
I want to know the side plot. Why did the Biff band have a hard week?
I don't know. I mean,
Obi-Wan knows enough. He's like following this Biff band.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, hey, I mean, let's wrap things up here for the night. We got 2 episodes coming down on Disney Plus. Like I mentioned earlier, we got Called to the Oblivion, and episode 8 is called The Creeping Fear. So we're nearing the end of season 1 of Maul Shadow Lord. But I just have one question for all of you: is do you all have your tickets for The Mandalorian and Grogu? Which tickets are on sale now?
I don't. I'll be in Japan, but maybe I'll see it in Japan. That would be
That'd be
kinda cool.
neat.
Yeah, they buy your tickets ahead of time, man. That's
You have to put Google Translate in your ear.
Yeah.
Oh, that is true. Man, I'm actually going to do that. That'd be very fun.
It could be very fun or very complicated and maybe disheartening.
Sure. Maybe I can just with a Google remote on my phone, just turn subtitles on.
Yeah.
Babelfish is easier.
There you go.
Nice.
Awesome. All right. Let's see. One last thing I'm going to throw out there is a little bit of news regarding Kyber, which is the community of modders and server hosters that are keeping Battlefront 2 alive. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is adding new multiplayer content this year on PC for free with the Battlefront Plus mod, which can be very easily installed if you install Kyber on your computer to run with Battlefront. This is all specifically for PC players. And the recruitment for Battlefront Resurgence 2026 begins today, which is a big event that they run every year in May to try and bump and boost the amount of players online playing Battlefront 2. So even if you're playing on the regular EA servers, I mean, tell everyone this is the month to kind of play it and get into the action. A lot of players tend to spike playing Battlefront around May, partially due to May 4th, but also just because now this has become a thing ever since I think a year or two ago. And you can always join the Kyber community Discord, and you can check out their website for more details. But yeah, they are looking for as many people as possible to be joining the Battlefront and hosting servers, which is really cool. So, and for any of those interested in being a patron for them and supporting the project, that's something that they're asking their community of people who are very dedicated in playing their stuff. But that's what I have to say about that. And let's see, is there anything else? Make Battlefront 3 happen. Thank you, Darian. Yeah, absolutely. Hashtag make BF3 happen. So I think that's like an ongoing request for EA. Let's see. Do you guys have any last minute things you want to throw out there?
No, not for me.
Alrighty.
We'll see you at Star Wars Celebration, so keep an eye on those tickets.
Exactly. Alrighty. One by one here. Mandarian, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you very much for having me. This is the way.
And to you, Dan, may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you.
And thank you so much. Bryce, we will see you hopefully in another week soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Always a pleasure.
All right, and finally to Blake, as always, thank you so much, sir, for joining.
We'll see you out there. Keep flying.
All right. Thank you to our audience for tuning in. As always, we appreciate you. And for those of you tuning in on Spotify, 5 stars really helps us out a lot. It helps other fans find the podcast, and it helps the search algorithms as well. It bumps up Star Wars Escape Pod in the search relevant if someone types in Star Wars into Spotify. So that one really helps a lot, as well as Apple Podcasts. So any 5-star ratings on those 2 apps really go a long way. We're ad-free, unmonetized, and the only ads you're ever going to get from us is unpaid Star Wars related chat that we just do because we love talking about it anyway. So, we do this because we love Star Wars and we love it as a hobby. Just having chats with one another about the thing that we really like a lot. And we hope you enjoy it as well. So that really helps us out, those 5 stars, as well as your subscriptions on YouTube. It's a great additional platform to subscribe to, so that way you're not missing an episode of Star Wars Escape Pod. The same stuff that we have on the audio, we have on YouTube, and we put both platforms out there as a weekly release. So definitely hit the bell icon on that. And 2 more, as mentioned, from Maul Shadow Lord, Aftershow wise. May the Force be with you guys, and we will see you in the next one.